Hey y'all, welcome back to another video of Life with Chelsea for General Hospital, May 19, 2025. Okay, so first things first, let me know your thoughts on today's new episode down below. I said Carly and Nina, Carly and Nina. I said, okay, now, obviously, the two people that's at fault here is Willow, especially Willow, because she cheated first. Willow and Michael, because she cheated and then he set up here and cheated and got the girl pregnant, but nobody know that yet. But when you think about it, I was like, Nina was the one. Wasn't she the one that initiated all this because she took it upon herself to get the lawyer? Wasn't she? Then I thought about also, hold on, y'all. Then I thought about also, Drew was saying something about that night that Willow and Nina was taking the kids. Michael let the kids go, and he was trying to make it seem like, okay, Michael knew that they would be better off with Willow or whatever. I said the same could be said that, okay, he was willing to compromise. Can't the same be said? He could be like he was willing to compromise. But I'm wondering how everything gonna play out once they find out that Sasha's carrying Michael's child. Rick gonna be the one to find out. But I said I'm wondering, how this gonna play out. But I said they could just give these two shared custody. I don't know. A lot of people feel like because Willow cheated that she deserved to live. She deserved to leave. Lord have mercy. She deserves to lose her kids. But I said I don't necessarily agree. I do question how she been acting and not considering Michael, but I was like, they just need shared custody at this point. But again, I did see somebody say that somebody new supposed to be playing Michael, that they bringing somebody new on. I enjoyed the cat fight between Carla and Nina. There was something else. Luckily, Jocelyn came in and said that. Yeah, she pinned the what she had in her hand? Was that a candle or something? What was that Nina was about to hit Carly with? I said, look, Carly was going in. I expected her to do something. You can't just badmouth her daughter and not expect it. But the way Nina went to Willow and made it seem like Carly just started the fight or whatever when she the one hit her first. But y'all know I've been waiting on this. I talk about this all the time. I was like, back in the day when I was younger, they used to have all type of cat fights and slapping each other and stuff like that. I said, what happened to that? But they brought it back today. Y'all. But okay, let's start with Tracy, Lois, Ned, Olivia, Brooklyn, and Jason. They was just having a family meeting about the situation with Rocco, Gio, and Danny. And they was saying Jason ended up saying how Danny felt bad, and they was talking about how Dante had been reacting to Gio, and Gio was listening. He ended up coming out or whatever, and he was just apologizing again and saying, he's going to regain their trust and stuff like that. And I said, Dante, he the only one that's really upset. And he keeps saying, Dante said on today's episode, talking about the doggone, nothing's being done or whatever about what's going on. Danny ain't being punished. Gio ain't being punished. I was like, but so if they got to be punished because they didn't do nothing or they didn't stop it and stuff like that, where is Rocco's punishment aside from cleaning the house? You keep talking about he was over here talking about some doggone Danny he not getting punished or Gio, there's no punishment. At least when they was younger or he was younger, he got punished and stuff like that. But if that's the case, where's Rocco's punishment? He the one who did it. But then he still talking about Jason parenting and stuff like that. But once again, the same could be said about you because Rocco's right there with Danny. He was right there with Danny. But yeah, the family meeting was just about that. Tracy, she was distracted. She thinking about Brooklyn son. She thinking about Brooklyn's son or whatever. But I don't know. I don't think she put together that Dante's the father yet. Cause Dante ended up mentioning to Brooklyn that when she becomes a parent, she'll understand. And she got offended. She was like, just because I don't have kids, stuff like that, don't mean I don't know or I don't have an opinion and stuff. They do be doing it though. They'll say if you ain't got no kids, then you ain't got no right to say nothing, or you don't know this and you don't know that. Well, you got kids and you still don't know what you talking about. So what you got to say? So what you got to say? But yeah, what else? Olivia ended up talking to Gio saying that she don't blame him and stuff like that, and she trusts that he's gonna do better. She was trying to tell Dante, you did worse and you was doing this and that when you was younger. And he was like, at least when I was younger, I learned, and now that I'm a parent, well, Gio ain't a parent yet. He's not a parent. And I said all that's gonna change once the truth comes out. But they showed a preview this morning. Y'all know how they do on Mondays. It's the nurses' ball. Everybody looking towards the stage, and it's shocking. Some people saying it's gonna be a celebrity or whatever. Some people saying it's gonna be the new Michael. Somebody said, who else did they say? They said somebody else. Hold on. That's how I know for sure. They said it's gonna be a celebrity. Somebody said it's gonna be the new Michael, and somebody said it's gonna be somebody else. But they also said that Lulu's gonna reveal the truth at the nurses' ball. I know it's gonna be some mess. I know it's gonna be some mess based on the preview or whatever. Then Lulu's supposed to be saying, sorry she late and stuff, and she just found out that the Camilla lady that's supposed to be Gio mama was never pregnant. I said, But my thing with her, I'm skipping ahead. My thing with her is the fact she keep making it seem like Brooklyn know. And Cody steady trying to tell her, maybe she don't know. I can't see her just sitting there with her and Dante's son and not saying nothing to him or whatever. And she, trust me, she's good at lying and this and that. And I was like, girl. But yeah, let me see if I gotta finish anything about Tracy now first. She was distracted. Ned ended up seeing that she's distracted, and Lois was trying to downplay it because she know that Tracy knows the truth or whatever, and that she suspect that she knows where Brooklyn's son is. But yeah, she was over there. She was looking off in the sky and stuff like that. Ned just kept watching her. But yeah, the truth finna come out, y'all. Hold on, let me see. Okay, let me see. Let me finish with I think that was all that happened with them. Gio tells Lois to stop making excuses for him because she just kept on and kept on. He was like, when he was younger, y'all protected me and y'all made excuses, stuff like that. But I'm grown now. I got to make better decisions. And he kept saying how, Dante thinks a certain way about him and he's not going to change his mind. He is when he find out you his son. Y'all know how that go. He definitely is. Sasha, Dante, Jason. Sasha was trying to talk to Dante about Danny being a good kid and stuff like this. He was like, I know he's a good kid. I raised him for a few years. I helped Sam raise him or whatever. I'm not questioning that and all this other stuff. Then it was talking about basically when he looks at Danny or he believes that Danny just like his father, Jason. And once again, I repeat, okay, you talk about punishment, you talk about how Jason is as a father, but your son was right there. Okay, that's the point where they say your life lessons or the lessons that your parents taught you supposed to come into play. When Danny told him to come to that party, he supposed to be stuck to his word and not went. And when he got there, at least he's supposed to be not drinking, but he chose to, and he owned up to that. Dante the only one making excuses to everybody else parenting and stuff. How you gonna talk about somebody else parenting your child right there too? Make it make sense. But yeah, I'm ready for this nurse's ball, y'all. It's this week, y'all. Like I said, Sasha was trying to tell Dante Danny a good kid, not to blame him and stuff like that. Jason ended up coming in talking about what did I miss? But he ends up leaving. Dante left. Dante ends up leaving or whatever, and that's when Jason and Sasha was talking about Dante and Danny. But then she got served. Rick served her with papers so that she could come testify. And she was like, if he expected her to say anything bad about Michael, then he mistaken because she's not gonna do that. I said, he probably already know. But Jason was trying to tell her that he doesn't know. There's no way he could know. We the only one that know. But they always want to sit up here and tell a secret. Why is she talking in the house? Why is she talking at all about this? If it's supposed to be a secret, shut up. They never learn. And it's only a matter of time for they come out as well. But yeah, first I think they was in the house and she kept saying, she said, Michael's the father. Nobody knows that besides us that Michael's the father. Then they went outside and said, all these doggone people in the house and living there at the Quartermain place, and y'all over here talking freely about Michael being the father. Who else? Cody and Lulu over here playing detective and stuff. They over here, she calling people about the group that the Camilla lady was in that's supposed to be Gio mama. Yeah, she playing the detective. He helping her and stuff, and she studied saying Brooklyn knows she has to know she's a good liar and all this other stuff. I said, Lulu. But I am ready for that secret to come out though. But she ended up calling somebody. They ended up calling her back, and they was talking about the tour or something like that. Then she mentioned that about Camilla being pregnant. She's like, you had the wrong information. She was never pregnant, and she sent a photo showing the lady, and she was nowhere near pregnant. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, she said something about she just left. So I'm assuming that's when she decided to step up for Gio or whatever. But I said, I wonder, like, no, I ain't gonna say that. I was about to say, I wonder if Brooklyn can feel that that's her son because she been steady defending him and stuff like that. She was defending him to Dante and everything. But yeah, look like Lulu and Cody gonna be the ones to expose the secret and everything. She don't went put on her black dress. If I'm not mistaken, it was a black dress. I said she finna tell it all. She finna tell it all. But yeah, I think the last thing was with them is that they sent the photo. The lady sent the photo and they saying that she wasn't pregnant, so they know that they assuming that Brooklyn and Lois know about Gio, but it's just Lois. Drew and Curtis. Now I said, okay now. And I had to remind myself, I was like, Curtis been new, right? So does Drew know? I was confused by that. Was he saying that he knew that Curtis, as Portia's husband, knew that she had tampered with the test? Like, what was he saying? Then I was like, how he get blackmailed too? I was hoping he found out and it was gonna be the end of that. He done got blackmailed too. I said, that's how he get blackmailed too. He want him still to do a press release or whatever, trying to help his image and help run Sonny out of town or whatever. And Curtis was upset. But then they went back to his scene and he had recorded you. So I was like, okay, everybody going to jail. Y'all know I always say that's everybody going to jail because he a congressman. He ain't supposed to be blackmailing nobody, is he? I don't know. I said maybe he was just recording him so he could play it back to Portia when she get the line. But I said that's kind of stupid though, because he already knew that she tampered with the test. You couldn't just tell that Brad was over here blackmailing you. Now you over here done got caught slipping, and now you don't got your husband in deep trouble or whatever. But I was like, Curtis can't go to jail for that. She the one did it. I said if that was the case, everybody in town be in jail for keeping secrets, ain't it? I don't know. I might be wrong. But I was like, how he gonna try to make it seem like he could go to jail? Let me know, y'all, because I'm confused. But yeah, that's the way he was talking to Drew. I mean, Drew was talking to Curtis like he could go to jail for what Portia did and stuff like that. And I was like, but if that's the case, you going to jail too, because you blackmail him. That's supposed to be against the law, ain't it? Especially for, no, I'm just saying something, but especially for a congressman, right? No, I take that back. A lot of them be doing crooked stuff and get away with it. But I want to know also who Drew reporting. Now he know who did it. He know that it's Portia and Nina, as far as I know. But that don't mean he gonna sit up here and blame them. He could blame somebody else. But yeah, he called Mackie at the end of his scene saying that he remembered now. He knows who, poisoned him or whatever. I said, I wonder who he finna get ready to get in there. Then I said, well, now he could send Portia to jail because Portia ain't Nina to jail because with him blackmailing Curtis, like it's pointless. It's pointless at this point. But I don't know. I don't know who he finna get ready to send to jail. But I said Nina brought this on herself. Everybody doing everything, still telling the doggone truth, and they deserve what they getting. They deserve it. Who else we got? Sonny and Willow. He was this close. Nina took her tail. Doggone well you hit that girl first. Now she was talking crazy about your daughter, and I understand. But she don't took her tail over here and told, don't snitch and stuff. Came over. I said, how she get a bruise? They called her a bruise. I said she was getting a licks in, ain't it? I don't know, y'all. They was rolling on the floor and stuff. But yeah, she got the little bruised eye. She got a bruised eye. Wait, we ain't supposed to get to that part yet. Hold on, let me put Nina in quotations. Well, not quotations, but parentheses. Hold on, y'all. Okay, Sonny, Willow, Nina. Sonny was telling Willow, she was saying how, she tried and she can't get a postponement and all this stuff because, what Carly did and she not gonna lose her kids. And I said, how y'all feel like Michael's supposed to feel sorry for you and give you your kids, but you don't feel sorry for him as a father? Make it make sense. You trying over here talking about something. He need to let the kids go. What she said, I don't think I even got to. Did I get to tell y'all? What's that Friday's episode? She over here talking crazy, talking about some. Basically, he need to let his kids go so they could be with her and Drew and everything. You sound crazy. You sound crazy. You tripping. How you gonna say this man he let his kids go so they could be raised by his uncle? Girl, I don't know if that was Friday's episode or what. It might not have been. It might have been Thursday's episode. But yeah, I was like, how you, that don't even make sense. But then again, Michael would do something stupid like that. He definitely would. But Sonny was trying to convince Willow to postpone and everything. She was like, no, he's the one who won't. He trying to take the kids. He want full custody. He was like, no, I talked to Michael the night of the accident or whatever, before the accident. He said that was just a starting point. He a businessman. His job is to negotiate. That was just a starting point. He don't want to take the kids. She over here talking about something. Well, that might have been true before, but now everything that's happened, you don't care about that because you don't want to make it worse. First you cheated, then you sit up here and I said sit up here. Then what else you done did? You don't play house. You continue to have the affair. You don't play house. You don't moved in with them or whatever. Then you sit up here now. You know about this. You don't sit up here. I don't say that how many times. What she did? Oh, Drew convinced her that if anything happens to her, that he gets the kid. That don't make sense unless he planning on having something happen to her. Like, is that why he had the little stuff so he could do something to Willow? Like, what's really going on? Is it true what people said that that's not really true? Cause I'm trying to figure out like how, like why would you need her to sign some papers in case something happens to her? Like I get it in a sense or whatever, but they got plenty of people to take the kids if something happens to either one of them. So I'm like, maybe they building this for another storyline. But yeah, she was like, with everything that's happened now, she don't think that he would agree that he will be willing, excuse me, to compromise and stuff like that. Just when she was like, okay, I talked to them about postponement and stuff like that. Nina came running in there with a bruised doggone eye. I said, how she get a doggone bruised eye? Carla did hit her back though. She hit her, then she hit her. Then they rolling on the ground. She's about to hit her with something. I don't know if there was a candle or what. They was fighting. I've been waiting on this. Then Josh just popped up out of nowhere. Oh, I think I read a spoiler that said something about Jocelyn and Willow supposed to get into it. And I said the thing that's the problem is everybody keeps speaking for Willow and Michael. No, they ain't talk yet. They ain't talk yet. But yeah, like I said, she came in with the bruised eye and she was like, Mom, what happened to you and all this other stuff. And she was like, Carly happened. There's no compromise and stuff like that. She's trying to take your kids. And then she gonna tell after Willow left, so I'm assuming she going to confront Carly. I don't know yet. But she was talking to Sonny talking about some Michael finna lose his kids and Carly's to blame and all this other. Y'all keep trying to why these folks can't share custody? And then y'all keep speaking for folks or whatever. And then Sonny ended up telling her that Willow is gonna lose her kids because she's to blame. Nina's the reason. And she's like, what you talking about? She was like, he was like, Willow was my last hope. I was trying to convince her for her sake or whatever. But no, you done came ran your tail up in here. He ain't said that, but you know, you done came ran in here and ruined everything. And you had nobody to blame but yourself. And then she looking all scared. And I said, Drew finna handle that anyway. He finna, if he don't tell that they have been sleeping together, he gonna end up sending her to jail. Cause Drew did once again. He ends up calling Mac during the end of his scene, saying he remembers um poisoned him or whatever. But yeah, Nina and Carly over here fighting and stuff. They started going back and forth. Nina was trying to tell her to give her more time, postpone and stuff like that. She believes that she could get Willow to see who Drew really is. She's like, you ain't got her to see all this time. You definitely not gonna get her to see. She was like, okay, are you crazy? She's never gonna leave Drew. I said, facts. Even when she find out that he slept with her mama, she not going nowhere. I said she definitely not going nowhere. Once again, I think they building a different storyline because I don't understand why he talking about if something happened to her unless he trying to do something to her. What else? Like I said, they just kept going back and forth. Carla said Willow never leaving Drew, so she getting the kids and shit. And then she went to talking about Willow don't deserve to be a mama. They was talking about each other parenting and stuff like that. Nina was saying how she didn't get to, be a mama to Nell and all this other stuff. She not gonna lose the grandkid. They were just going back and forth or whatever. At what point? Nina had realized that Carly had been lying to her the whole time. She was like, you lied to my face or whatever. You were planning this whole time. And basically Carly admitted it. So they started going back and forth and stuff. Hold on, y'all. Let me flip my notes. They going back and forth stuff. Carly tells Nina that Willow doesn't deserve to be a mother, and that's when Nina slapped her. She slapped her. Carly turned around, slapped her too. Then they just flipped over the couch or whatever. They was just hitting each other. Then next thing you know, Nina grabbed, I don't know if it was a candle. I don't know what it was, but she was about to hit her. Josh came out of nowhere and started using her WSB agent. Wait, did I say that right? WSB agent moves or whatever, and she like pinned her up. She like, let go of me. I said the crazy coming out. I've been waiting on the crazy Nina to return. Cause remember when she first came, she was crazy. They ain't showed that crazy in a long time. I said every time this Nina, the one that's playing Nina now, every time she get mad, she sound crazy. She sound like she mean what she say. I was like, she go get Carly. Hold on, y'all. But yeah, she definitely played that part when she get mad. What else? Like I said, she had to stop Nina before she hit Carly with something. Nina ends up telling her that she's not gonna get away with this. She not gonna get her grandkids and stuff like that. Willow not gonna lose the kids. She gonna stop her. I said, y'all started all this. Y'all started all this. Aside from the cheating or whatever, y'all did this. You, Nina, you don't sit up here and went to Martin on Willow's behalf. She didn't tell you to do that. And Carly, Michael didn't tell her to do what she did. Both of them are out of order. And they out of order and they overstepping. But yeah, what else happened? Hold on, y'all. Let's see. Who else we got? I think the last people is Gio and Lois, and they was just talking about everything. He's still talking about how Dante feels and views him. She trying to tell him he did nothing wrong. He said he grown now. He got to take accountability for his actions and stuff like that. And once again, I still say, okay, like you over here talking about something. There's no consequence. What you want them to go to jail? Cause Gio can't get no whooping. I mean, he could. He get a whooping in a sense. But I was like, what did he mean by that? Now, Danny, I know he already said Jason just over here talking about, yeah, I talked to him. He understand what he did. That ain't the same thing as punishment. So I get Danny in a sense. But you talking about Gio, I said, you must want him to go to jail. I said, he ain't do nothing. I said, he should have reported it to you or Lulu or somebody. But other than that, you acting like he the one who poured the drink down the boy's mouth or something. But yeah, Olivia came out and she ends up telling him she don't blame him and stuff like that. And hopefully he make better choices. I think that's it, y'all. Let me make sure. Nina tells Carla she lied to her face. Dante thinks Danny too much like Jason. Let's see. Carla said Willow never leaving. How y'all feel about the fight about Carly and Nina? Who y'all think wrong? I think they both wrong. I think they both overstepped it, but I understand how both of them, or why both of them would want to protect their daughters. Like a lot of people try to say they understand why Carly protect her daughter, but they don't understand why Nina be doing the same thing. I told y'all Nina, Carly, and Jocelyn all alike. Jocelyn is Carly Jr. and Carly be like Nina. Nina be like Carly. They all be running around doing stuff they ain't got no business doing, keeping secrets. Then over here, like I would have told the truth, this and that. Over here lying like a mug, but that's it. I wrote down Nina came in and ruined everything. Ruined everything. I already said Curtis got a recording of Drew. I don't know what he gonna do with it. That's it. And once again, they said that sometime this week, I don't know, because sometimes when they play the nurses ball, it lasts more than one day, right? So we'll see. What's today? Monday? Yeah, they probably won't get to the good stuff till Friday, y'all. But that's it. That's all. Let me know y'all thoughts on this episode down below. Stay tuned for the next review. Until next time, deuces, have a great rest of the day. Be safe.